This is going to be tough. I didn't think taking on the Elite Four with just one Leafeon would really be easy, but it almost seems like it was made specifically to counter a single Leafeon. Everyone except for Rika, that is. Fighting Rika was great because with my moveset on Leafeon, I had type advantage on all her Pokemon. Rika is a ground type trainer, so my grass moves are super effective against most of her Pokemon. While I'm wiping the floor of Rika, I just wanted to let you know that this is technically a part 2, so if you want to see how this story began, you can click the link in the description to see my previous video where I beat the rest of the game using only the same Leafeon. Rika never really gave me any problems. Poppy, on the other hand, was a little annoying because, while I had the type advantage with Dig on her Steel-type Pokemon, half of her Pokemon had the ability Levitate, so that didn't even matter. For this battle, I chose the Brute Force method, and if you watched my last video, you know I'm not one really to use stat-changing moves. However, it seemed necessary because Ground-type moves were not effective at all against Pokemon with Levitate, and my other moves didn't do much either. So I swapped out some moves for Sword Dance and Double Edge. There's something really unsettling about battling a 4-year-old in the Elite Four. Since Copperajah wasn't too much of a threat, I went ahead and used Swords Dance a couple of times because I would definitely need it against Corviknight. Corviknight's a flying type, which has type advantage over grass. This Corviknight also knows some fighting moves, which makes it super effective against my normal Terrorization type as well. After I buffed up, I quickly took out Copperajah, and then it was time to face Corviknight. Even though it wasn't super effective, Swords Dance did its work, and I one-shot the very annoying Bird. Magnezone didn't put up too much of a fight either, but it did have Sturdy, so I had to hit it twice. And then finally I had a Steel-type Pokemon I could use Dig against. It was super effective. And then of course there's everybody's favorite, Mr. Larry, leader of the Medali Gym, and an absolute vibe. What a mood. As Larry says here, he's using Flying-type Pokemon, which is terrible news for me because again, Flying-type is super effective against Grass-type. Several of his Pokemon also have fighting moves which are super effective against my normal-type Terrorization. I thought I'd be safe using Swords Dance against Staraptor, but he just about took me out. So I returned the favor. Altaria put out a very weak Dragon Pulse, so I decided it was time to finish buffing up Leafeon. These next two Pokemon were the ones that worried me most, because they were the ones that had flying and fighting type moves. Larry's Flamigo survived my first Aerial Ace, which put me dangerously close to losing. But with 14 HP I went ahead and finished off the fight. Before I go into my battle with Hassel, feel free to drop a like and a subscription while you're here. I assure you it's greatly appreciated. Up next is Hassel, the Dragon Trainer. He had a similar issue to the last two trainers in the fact that most of his Pokemon have Levitate. This made it difficult to get type advantage over his Pokemon. I decided to Terrorize because his first two Pokemon are Flying Dragon and Poison Dragon, which would absolutely mess me up. Thinking I'm safe with my Terrorization, I use Swords Dance, and I lose half my HP to a Super Fang. I go ahead and use Double Edge to take out the first two Pokemon, which are going to be the ones that give me the most trouble. After that, it's smooth sailing and I use an Aerial Ace on Applin and take him out super easy. I don't really have any type advantages over Hexorus, but it's pretty easy to clean him up anyway. I know it might seem like I'm just one-shotting everybody, but it is really a matter of getting one-shot or one-shotting here. I don't have other Pokemon to fall back on, so it's important that I take these trainers out quickly. With Hassel defeated, I've defeated the Elite Four, but as most Pokemon players know, the Elite Four is never really just 4. Even though I passed, there's always a final trial, but honestly, the Grand Champion will be a lot easier than the past couple of battles. This is because Geeta, the Grand Champion, doesn't use just one type of Pokemon. So using a variety of moves, I'll pretty much always have type advantage over her Pokemon. So I switch back to my normal moveset and challenge the champion. Again, this battle is pretty easy. Using my Bug type against Psychic type, Grass type against Water type, Then I run into a little bit of a hitch because I don't have anything super effective against ice. However, ice is super effective against me, so I have to be careful here. Avalug's avalanche hurt, but it wasn't too deadly. Dig has type advantage on King Gambit, but it doesn't take him out, but that's nothing a second Dig can't fix. Aerial Ace, super effective against Go-Go, it takes him out rather quickly, though he's a little tanky, but again, nothing a second Aerial Ace can't handle. Up last is Glimmora, which epitomizes this entire challenge. If Glimmora uses one poison type against me, Leafeon will likely faint. However, thanks to my super high speed stat, I'm able to move first and use a super effective grass type against the rock type Glimmora. Just like that, I become Grand Champion. And waiting to congratulate me is none other than my own rival, Nemona. After declaring our best rivalry ship, Nemona challenges me to her dream battle, a battle between two champions. To make this part extra fun, I'll be voicing Nemona here. Any second now. Ah, there you are, Ferret. You ready for a battle between champions? Because all these folks here seem ready to watch. Word got around, I guess. And out of every single person gathered here, I'm the most excited by a mile. The stage is set. It's my all-out power versus your strength in full fruition. Let's see who comes out on top. Whereas my battle with Geeta felt like a victory lap, Nemona's Pokemon were at least a little bit of a challenge. And boy did they pack a punch. I will admit though, I did use Dig 3 times on her Earthworm, which due to its Earth Eater ability means that did no damage, but for some reason I did it 3 times in a row. You did it. This is legit incredible. You're the strongest out there, Ferret. I mean, you knocked me flat and I was giving you absolutely everything I had. Oh man, Pokemon battling, am I right? Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.